Bob would do. Because I'm a human and I live in my house and I don't, dress up. And
who would wear pants?
Where would wear pants? I'm not going to put
in
on
your
pants.
House?
In my
really?
House? That's a sin,
how cold
man.
is your house?
Houses are made to be naked.
Turn the heat on.
So I answer the door, give the guy my card, pay for the meal, and then I get a tweet. Some guy says, I think I just delivered food to Tasteless's house. And I actually tweeted back to him like, I'm so sorry I was in my underwear.
You kidding me? That was the best part of the delivery, no doubt.
He tweeted back at me. He goes, "Oh, you have no idea. I've seen so many more weird things than that. I have nothing to apologize for." But yeah, I had that moment. I thought nobody would know. I thought I could just be a gross person. Didn't turn out to be the case, man. I got busted. Anyways, on into this game. We see once again, no surprise, adepts are being used.
Yeah, you got to open with some to get some scouting done, get a little bit of pressure on as well. We do have a Stargate follow-up. Sue playing, not too greedily. He's taken his regular natural, and his third base is going to go ahead and be that gold. He doesn't have any big rush to get it right now, so that's good to see.
I'm really wondering, it seems like the builds that Truss has been using, he's got a solid understanding, but when we get later on, if Sue can get into his element, he does a fantastic job.
Yeah, Sue is definitely one of the best Zergs we've ever seen as far as controlling the late game. Just did it unbelievably well
Look at his control.
in Heart of the Swarm. Wasn't even a Swarm host type of guy,
He's now over here into the main. I have to say this has been the most lackluster Adept harass I think I've ever seen.
Sue has pulled every drone perfectly too, though. He made that spore immediately.
He's really on top of it.
Yeah, that was really tight. I think when he lost game one, he's like, wait, what the hell? Does he have his jacket on still? He does.
Still has his jacket on in the booth.
Wow.
I could never play with a coat on.
Really? Never?
Never. Jump out of an airplane and play with the coat on. Two things I just could never do.
Yeah, no, I could never do that either.
Oracle's coming up here, very low on HP, and it does go down. Trust off to a very bad start in this game.
Yeah, he really is. He's gotten almost nothing done. He hasn't even really gotten scouting done. All he sees is that there's a lot of drones that he hasn't killed. A second Stargate actually being made. So that's a little bit interesting, just adding that after the Oracle. Maybe just going to go into Phoenix play from here. Two Oracles.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. You know what? This makes a lot of sense. This was kind of, towards the end of Heart of the Storm. I think it was classic. I feel like I want to give him credit for this move. Dealing with gold bases was always very difficult. Oh my God, he's running him over there, which means he's going to make more than 2. He might make 4. But to deal with gold bases, some Protoss players started going to Oracle because then you can just kill all the drones. Even if there's a sport, you're like, okay, all the drones are gone. Your economy is very badly hurt.
Problem for Protoss is on this map is, as we all know, Zerg is always expanding ahead of Terran or Protoss. And because of the availability of the gold base, I mean, first of all, it's the only logical base to take is your third base as Zerg. So they get that up pretty easily, and they can really reap the benefits of that. And that's going to be something that Truss is going to have to figure out how to deal with in this series. This is cool, though. I like the mass Oracle play. Let's see how it works out.
Well, he did see him making 1 Oracle. That doesn't really tell the story, though. That doesn't tell him that there's going to be, is this going to be 4 Oracles or 6 Oracles now?
I'm not sure. He's doing it again, man.
Oh my
2 more
God.
coming.
This is like crazy. This is a lot of Oracles. Looks like he's flying out with 4 right now. 2 more on the way.
We don't normally think of an Oracle
you can kill
as
the
anything
spine, the Spore and the Queen with that. Easy.
Yeah. I used to have this really lame cheese where I would just do this to Terrans. I'd make 4 Oracles and not show it, and then just fly in.
Wow.
And just start killing everything.
Well, he takes down that Spore. Going to take down both the Queens very easily as well. Another Queen comes out. She wants to die, I guess, but it's better than all your drones going away, so he goes ahead and does it. So he's only lost 2 Oracles for 3 Queens and a Spore, and now 6 drones. Not too bad.
Make that 9 here.
Not too bad.
Maybe not. Maybe I guess we'll have to keep that at 8.
Look, he has 2 more coming and then 2 more after that. I haven't seen anything like this since I was toying around with Oracles at the beginning of Heart of the Swarm.
Yeah, it does seem to work, though. I mean, they're certainly paid for themselves.
I'm like, White Raw.
Is that you in there?
Are you Truss? And he rips off the mask and
Mission
smiles,
Impossible style.
Winks at us.
Well, Protoss, in the midst of this, did get the gold base up and is now starting to mine from that.
Yeah, getting some other tech as well. 4 Oracles out. 2 more on the way. Oh, my God. He's got more Oracles than ancient Greece.
This is you're so lame. I love it.
How was that lame? What else do you want me to say?
The dad jokes here.
Give me a better one.
I don't know, man. This is where we're going to find out the Oracle is just, we should have been doing this all along.
Yeah, he's like, wait a minute,
wait a minute.
Adepts.
You don't have to just make one of these. Why don't we just only make Oracles?
He's like, you know what? If that many Adepts, you think Adepts kill drones quick? He's like, you know there's a flying Adept? A flying Adept.
Okay, he's moving out. I think it's 6 Oracles
Doesn't even
total.
need attack speed upgrade. It's ridiculous. Well, let's watch this. I mean,
here's the crazy thing. You can make Adepts while also making flying Adepts at the same time.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. We do have a timing coming up here for Zerg. But first and foremost, there's going to be 6 Oracles coming here. Look at how fast everything dies.
They need to put a camera on Sue's face right now. I know what this is going to look like. These killing everything. What I need to know is the look on Sue's face right now. It's like, what the hell? It's just like over 10 Oracles so far this game.
This is like, if you think of a full day of GSL, this is more Oracles in this one game than we would see in an entire GSL.
Yeah.
Day. This is hilarious.
Seriously. Okay, well, I mean, this is a big attack coming out, and Oracles are using up all their energy. So even if they come home, they gotta get more energy, and there's a lot of Queens of Transfuse here. I think the Sue is probably still going to take this.
Yeah, I think you're correct. The strategy's cool, but you have to count in that counterattack there as well. We saw something blow up on the right side of the screen there. That was crazy.
Those Oracles just with nothing left over here. A couple Void Rays on the way. Charge is about to finish. That's not going to be that useful at the moment. We do have a pretty good bank right now, though, for Protoss. He just lost 4 of his gateways, though, so he can't really produce as much as he would hope.
No, I think this is a killing blow, man.
I think it is, too.
I mean,
but
not only just losing the base, the Zerg still has his gold base, and those gateways as well, man. It's bad.
The thing is, he has to get past the critical mass of queens. I think that's going to be the hardest part here. Like, because, look, he's trying to pick off some of these queens at the moment. All right, anything you can pick off is really super helpful. Oh, actually getting hit by some of these corrosive vials. Because the Oracles are going to have enough energy to come in and kill a lot very soon. I'm just worried about the queens. All right, here they go. They're actually going to go ahead and target as much as they can. Have to get out of the way of the corrosive vials. Oh!
Yeah, he does manage to get one with that corrosive bile. And unfortunately, he's going to be losing everything that's up here at the front. This is pretty bad, man. We see the Void Rays coming out here, comboed with the Immortals, but still, Zerg presses forward. 13 more roaches being produced right now.
What an interesting game and a weird style here from Trust.
It really does make me think. The problem is that it's so gas intensive.
Yeah.
If you look back in the Protoss' base, what did he have? He had Zealots.
Yeah.
That's not going to do anything.
Huh. I mean, very, very interesting game, though, here.
Yeah.
He
does
did
really make
so
me
much
think.
damage that, like, for instance, if these queens weren't here, he would have won.
Yeah. GG. Sue wins game number 2.
You know what it seems like is that is probably a build that he goes, like, huge % win on the ladder with.
Yeah.
Because it's really weird. People haven't seen it. He has more practice with it than them.
You could definitely blindside somebody. I could see any Zerg losing to that the first time they experience it.
A lot of things that work on ladders, though, as soon as you bring them into an actual competitive environment with actual pro gamers, they don't work as well. And this is across games. It's not just StarCraft. But, like, there's all sorts of little tricks you can do to climb ladders that when you hit someone that's really quite brilliant that you're playing against, they're going to figure your shit out real quick because they are in try-hard mode. And, you know, Sue right there, he had the right type of comeback. He's like, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's a lot of gas. That's like 1,500 gas. Okay, so you have nothing is what you're saying.
Yeah,
okay.
You've invested everything into this. It does make me think, though, about moments where maybe we could just see Mass Oracle. Because once you get in there, the amount of damage you can do is insane.
Yeah, you just wreck everything. We saw like the first 4 Oracles killed 3 queens, a spore, and 6 drones before they turned around. Insane. It's like a lot of damage. It's such an investment.
We're going into game number 4. Sue up 2 games. Trust only 1. Let's see if Trust can possibly engineer a comeback. In the upper left, in the blue, one of the best Zergs of all time.
SK텔레콤 T1 수.
In the bottom right, in the red, our Protoss player, he is.
KT 로스터 트러스트.
Okay. So, you know, I wonder if Sue is going to be able to win a tournament this year.
I hope so.
His coach and former bonjour of StarCraft 1, I Love Uv, gave like a sick interview.
Oh, yeah?
Just talking about like SKT1 as a team and stuff. And one of the main things he said is he feels like very disappointed that he couldn't help Sue to win a championship and hasn't given up on that. And if if I Love Uv thinks it can happen, man, if he told me that he's going to go to Mars and he's going to be the first person on Mars, I'd be like, that he's going to be the first person on Mars. He's I Love Uv. You guys didn't see how many vultures and siege tanks he could make.
You know, when I that guy was so good. Didn't he have like a 75% win rate, like TVZ? It was something crazy in Brood War.
He had like a,
it was like,
was it 11 win streak or something? Like it was one of the biggest
like,
streaks of all time.
It was like so ridiculous because normally
it
when
took
you get the best of the best, I mean, even if somebody's at like 59%, everybody has to go, well, that's really good.
Yeah.
If you're like going more than 50% wins against the very best players in the world.
Yeah, he was.
What was it? Was it J-Dong in Brood War had the best win? It was the ZVZ. He was at like 91% or something insane.
Yeah, I think that was actually the biggest ever for a long-standing.
And then
win
he said,
percentage.
like, a lot of people say this matchup's rock paper scissors. What is it when I play?
Yeah, no, it was rock paper scissors J-Dong.
Yeah.
Is what it was. And J-Dong is like the new card that just kills everything. It doesn't matter what build you catch him with, he kills you. But yeah, I mean, I'm interested in it because like now today, that first game, Sue kind of got caught off guard by those adepts, and obviously that game looked like crap. But any game with Zerg where they lose that many drones early on is going to look like crap. So I wonder, like, if he's going to have a comeback here. Like, he's looking very good this game. Very smart play. Like, the Corruptors in game number 2. You know, that game number 3, like, he got caught way off guard, kept his composure, and went across the map and killed his opponent.
That was a really good surround. That was really nicely done. Once again, here, Trust a little bit lackluster when it comes to his adept control.
And trying to get any information that he can get. And that's not a lot right now. It's just like, okay, well, you took 2 bases and are getting speed. I guess
you're doing what Zerg does.
Yeah, it's like,
I guess you're
okay, so
Zerg for sure. Now
you're making drones and queens, and you have 3 bases and you're getting speed. Okay, so you are Zerg. I've concluded that with these adepts.
The adept coming in here now into the main. Sue,
oh
God, he's so good. Oh,
look at that. Yeah, Sue is not screwing around after losing that game number 1. Oh.
It just occurred to Sue. He's like, well, if I don't lose any drones at all, I guess that would be a great way to play.
It's one of the best ways. More Zergs should think of that.
Yeah.
Come on, Zergs. All right, we have 1 Oracle and a second one on the way.
He's doing it again. Well, maybe not the exact same thing.
We don't see a second Stargate yet.
Yeah, yet, but at least using those Oracles here. So 5 kills, 6 kills total.
That's a solid Oracle.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That did the job.
You get 6, that's a very successful Oracle.
Ling's now coming up here to harass. And we see they will be chased out by the pylon cannon.
Yep, getting the Forge right now as well. Has a decent amount of gateways.
That's just out of vision.
Once again, drops coming out here for Sue.
This seems to be a common theme that we've seen here in StarCraft 2.
Yeah, I mean, especially with SK Zergs, right? Dark did it so much what was that, last night against Myungshik?
Yeah.
Well,
it was actually great.
Look at that, 7 more kills. That's fantastic. But this is a nice little speedling drop.
Yeah, he's doing a great job getting rid of these workers. Going to get this 1 probe that has the gas. And now he just has to keep Protoss busy, continuing to run around. He might actually want to...
He might pick him up and take him out.
Yeah, he could do that as well. Drop in there later.
Yeah, I would just take him out. It's like no reason to just let Adepts kill him. Look at that. You got 5 probes. That's actually quite a nice harassment.
And he can go in there any other time he wants.
Yeah.
We do see Phoenix being made. Now, I don't know if he's going to do that just to try to drive out that Overlord since he knows that's a threat, or if he's going to stay on Phoenixes.
Yeah, I don't know either, but definitely smart to make at least 1. He can't leave an Overlord with drops sitting right there.
Ling's another great surround. Sue with his surrounds today, really good. 22 more Lings being made. Curious if we are going to have any kind of timing here from Zerg. The Adepts now coming up and targeting down all these drones. This is a pretty big problem, and it looks like they're going to be going straight into the main. When you have this many adepts, it's very easy to just two-shot those drones.
Yeah, indeed it is. A lot of Zerglings coming out to try to surround him. Ooh, that's rough in the main
This
base.
is bad.
Oh, he sent his Zerglings against the 2 instead of
He's
against all
going to
the
lose
others.
all these drones, man. If he doesn't get more stuff up there.
A little bit rough here. In the meantime, we do have that 3rd base coming up for Trust, adding a couple Robos as well. Oh, being a little bit sloppy here with that Oracle, almost losing it. Does get it out of there.
And he did just make that one Phoenix. He's not going to be banking him. But I think that's a smart move to just push out that Overlord. Double Robo here. Protoss still ticking up. Just now also getting that 3rd base. He's done a good job beating up Sue here.
He really has.
Sue's really been knocked back economically.
Yeah, it's a tough situation for Sue. He has to make some hard choices now. Looks like he's going to go ahead and get Hydralisk range. Maybe he thinks that there's more Phoenixes coming. Definitely that's such a common thing that happens in this matchup that not ever bad to get that Hydralisk range. But
I feel like Phoenixes have risen in popularity since Legacy of the Void coming out.
Certainly, yeah.
There's a lot of different ways you can use them and then tech into other stuff.
Yeah. Very, very much provide a layer of safety against the cursed Mutalisk.
The cursed Mutalisk.
Yes.
Warp Prism coming here. Possibility of an attack maybe later on here as he starts to push forward. Zerg is eventually going to have to start thinking about a 4th base.
Yeah, you know, he's not really redroned that much. He's only on 51 drones right now, so... Okay, there he goes. He's starting to redrone now, getting a few Hydras out first. But yeah, he does definitely have to think about either expanding his economy or setting up some sort of attack. I don't know that an attack will work. I think I would actually... Like, if Sue's like, tell me what to do to win right now, like, how do I win this game where I've already lost a lot of drones and whatnot? I feel like staying kind of defensive, taking that 4th base, maybe being able to tech into lurkers, you know, spreading your creep out a little bit, trying one of those
maybe
types
even getting
moves.
that unit comp that he got in that last game.
Yeah.
Possibly even taking a 4th later. I'm not sure. It seems like the way this matchup works, at least as far as I can tell from what we've casted so far, is that Protoss sits on 3 bases. They do this Adept and Oracle Harass because why not? Almost always pays for itself. And then eventually, Protoss does a timing attack that wipes out the Zerg's 4th base, and then the Zerg is in an inferior position economically, and the game ends.
Yeah. Well, let's see here. He is making 12 roaches. He's taking that 4th base as well. 3 more drones have fallen to this. Looks like he does pop up here into the main base with a warping of 3 Adepts as well.
Doing a good job here, just taking out some of these drones.
And he does warp down.
Yep. The harass continues here. Back over at this expansion. 8 kills so far. Yeah. That's enough, man.
It certainly is. You know, he ended up losing, what, 4 or 5 Adepts maybe? Not too bad.
I think Trust is taking this tech in the exact right direction. He's going to get Psionic Storm here. You're going to have that against the kind of unit compositions that we're seeing coming out of Sue.
Yeah.
Storm also really handy against lurkers, too.
It certainly is. Definitely, if you blanket them with the Storm and walk in with your Immortals, you're going to be able to kill them off reasonably well. What I would like to see here from Sue, though, you know, what I was talking about with the defensive play, like maybe like Lucero was doing, you know?
Yeah.
Just like lots of lurkers, make some spores, try to reposition them, keep yourself alive, and, you know, because the type of unit composition that Trust is making right now, as his macro starts to kick in and he makes more and more units, like, you're not going to be able to attack into this. This is a very mobile army. It's going to be very hard to actually do any damage against it right now.
Supplies are almost even, 150 to 140. That's definitely an indicator that Protoss is in a lead. It does seem like he's banked up a lot of minerals and a lot of gas here. Is he going to switch into some kind of tech here?
I think he's banking up for lurkers, but he has to spend this probably because there's like the attack is actually coming, and he's not going to be able to hold it while trying to spend all of his money on lurkers. And he does pop out 17 roaches here, so that's definitely going to be quite a bit to you know, tank some of this as outlaw damage at least.
This is the climax series beginning to push forward. Got to be very careful. Storm should be coming down. He needs to get these Templars a little bit further in the front. One nice Storm does go down.
Well, looks like he does continue coming in. This is a great concave right now by Su. Some nice side storms go down on that bottom army. And once again, wow, a lot of Hydras starting to pop right now.
Su doing a really good job, though. He's been spreading this out pretty far. He may be able to close in on this. Diving forward now. The Immortals not quick units. If he can actually manage to gun that down. So many Roaches, so many Hydras.
Yeah, the drones got pulled here as well, so he ended up losing all those. But we do have these Immortals. They're going to be taken out. It looks like he can probably get away with a couple of them in this Prism.
And he does just that. Heading back now. Nicely handled, though.
Yeah, I do agree with that, definitely. Like, that was a pretty solid hold. Like, it was a very nice concave, some good defensive play here by Su. And having killed off all those valuable units, like, Trust lost all of his Immortals except for 2, and he lost all of his High Templars. And that is a lot of gas and a lot of robo build time that's now gone, and he is staying on this comp right now against someone who's making pure lurkers. So I actually love Su's position after holding that.
Yeah, I think that a possible counterattack could be pretty effective here. You got to remember, when Protoss attacked in with that was a pretty complex army that he'd built up.
Yeah.
This is one of these matchups where you got to be very careful in the first big engagement because it takes a while to reset that in, kind of unit composition up. Zerg has a much easier time. I don't know what the story is with this.
That is a heartbreaker.
I don't even know.
That's sad.
But it's going to take Trust a long time to rebuild that army. Zerg don't suffer from this, by the way, guys. You can just mass produce, whatever you want as long as you have enough hatches and income. It's pretty easy to get back to where you were before. And now we see this attack coming in here. Is Trust going to be ready?
Well, he does come down here. He needs to keep a concave right now, but the lurkers are pushing in. They're poking his army right now. We do have an adept drop over here at the 4th base, which is really nice. Kind of trying to tax Su's multitasking here. But it looks like he will be able to clean that up reasonably well.
Oh, he's not going to get this warp in time. That's not good. So barely, it seems like Protoss has survived this attack, but I think if he regroups, he could possibly attack it again. Note, Zerg almost maxed out. Trust a long way away from that.
And Su hasn't actually seen the 4th base of Trust, which might be why he's attacking into here, because that 4th base is right for the pickings. He could kill that in 2 seconds if he wanted to. But continuing to push in, fighting against this army. Has to be careful about those chokes, so that was a great side storm from Trust.
Yeah, Protoss really has to utilize that little area between the rocks so that he can optimize Storm. But instead, in his ship now, he comes down here. This is a great position here for these lurkers to be in. Note the Overseer. It's not there anymore. I was going to say he could try to dive forward and get that Observer, but with no Overseer in sight, he's going to have to just make do with what he's got on the ground right now.
Well, right now we do have more Zealots warping in right now, but you're kind of seeing what happens when you're trying to go with all these charge lots into a wall of units on top of lurkers. It doesn't work nearly as well here.
Observer now coming over this army, but there's no real way to properly engage this. He's going to walk right into so much damage. Now focusing down the center right. And I don't know, man. I think that might be the beginning of the end of this game. It's 200 supply Zerg to a little bit over 100 supply Protoss.
Yeah, it really does look like it's over here. Trust definitely made some good moves and whatnot, but that attack over into a giant concave ended up really costing him. He lost all of his units attacking into a defensive Su, and Su is able to just kind of roll him from there. There's no tech switch or anything.
And he's continuing to push forward, and I mean, that's it, man. GG, Su wins game number 4, closing the series out.
Yes, indeed. It was well done, and Su goes on to CodeA, as we know that he should.
As he rightfully should.
Yes, indeed. Really liked his play. He looks like he's in good shape right now.
We are going to go to an interview. I'm going to step aside. Sojung and Artosis are going to take it from here. And I'll be back for the next series, guys.
It's taste. All right. Sojung, how are you on this lovely day?
I am doing fine. It's cold, so.
It is cold.
Yeah, it's all cold up here too. I didn't know. But anyways.
But yeah, it was a nice little series we just saw. It's great to see Su in the CodeA, and it looks like it's time for the interview.
고생하셨습니다. 코드에서 입상 축하드리는데요. 소감 말씀 들어보도록 하죠.
오늘 별로 기대를 안 했는데
I really didn't expect, but I made it to CodeA, so I'm kind of surprised. But I feel happy that I'm now in CodeA.
풀리는 데까지 시간이
mentioning the weather that's really cold, hard to get warmed up.
풀려 있는데
Well, my hands were warmed up, but I lacked
진것 같아요.
abilities, so that's why I lost.
경기에서는 예전에 그 어윤 선수의 몰아치는 그 힘이 느껴졌잖아요.
Well, we were able to
그때
feel the Sue
확실히,
power for the rest of the
적의
games.
폭발적인 물량이 나왔었는데 오늘 이제 특히 아마 이제 그
Loss of
본인
attacking
스스로
units
이제
available.
느꼈을 것 같은데 그 대군주 10기를 한 번에 눌러줬을 때 그때 좀 어떤 느낌이
Asking about the overlords,
첫 번째 경기 말씀하시는 거예요?
네.
about the first set when he produced 10 of them at the same time. And Sue said, I really didn't know,
있더라고요.
but yeah, it
그거
happened.
보고
And when I
아직
saw that,
부족하구나라고
I was thinking, oh, I'm not, I don't have enough
최근에
yet.
이 경기 패치인데 있어서 그 예전만큼의
Well, not
그
the overlords. I mean, like, I lack the skills.
아직 부족한가요?
Caster asking about his confidence.
랭킹전을 하는데
Well, we play ranking games inside, but I haven't been doing really well. I've been in the bottom ranking for inside our team.
그런 게 이제 그 현재 공호유선의 저그가 약간 좀 불리해서 그런 건가요? 아니면
Asking if it's because Zerg and Legacy of the Void, because
나쁠 게 없거나
it wasn't really that bad for Heart of the Swarm for the Zerg players.
처음에는 이제 제가 게임량이 부족해서 지나
I
싶었는데
was wondering if I've been losing because I haven't been practicing a lot.
힘든 것 같아요.
But I
아니
think
그 누가
it's
그렇게 괴롭히고
kind
있어요?
of
어떤
hard
선수가 좀
for
어렵습니까?
Zergs.
어떤 종족이?
Asking any specific
테란토스
race.
둘다 어려워요.
Well, Terrans and
테란토스.
Protoss are both really
이제
hard
프리온 당구
to.
같은 경우에는
take.
정말 판단이 빛이 났다고 생각을 하는데 밤열충하면서 여왕 생산했잖아요. 상대방의
Asking
예언자를
about the
봤기
roaches.
때문에 그런 식의 판단을 한 건가요? 아니면 준비했던 건가요?
그냥 준비를 했는데 맞물려가지고
Well, I prepared it and
이긴
then,
것
but it
같아요.
kind of worked. So
네. 자 그래도 어윤 선수 하면요. 2013년,
About the-
2014년
he was talking about
계속
Night of
결승에
Swarm and stuff.
올라갔던 그렇게 뭐 능력 있는 선수고 또 GSL에서는 상징인 선수거든요.
Well, he has
이번
been
시즌
the icon of
뭔가 좀
GSL, you
부족한 말씀
know,
채워서 코드에서에서 보여줄 그
being
자신감이
second place
있잖아요.
all the time.
네 지금 너무 오래 쉰 것 같아서
Well, I've been resting for
이번에는
too long.
올라가려고요.
So that's
이번에는
why I'm thinking
어떤
I
상대를
really want to go
만나도
up higher.
팬분들이 계시기 때문에 이 수많은 팬분들이 어윤수 선수의 그 진출을 뒤에서 좀 지켜보고 있거든요. 그럼 팬분들에게도 한 말씀 해주시죠.
아직 제가 많이 부족하지만
Well, I'm not up to my perfect shape,
감사하고
but thank you for all the fans who've been cheering for me. I will try my best, try hard, and go up
자, 그럼
higher.
오늘 오신 분들 중에서 한 분을 추첨을 해서
Well, anyways, this
선물을 드리는
was
시간이거든요.
Sue. He was
자,
talking about the
추첨
Korean
통해서
terraces
한 분을
earlier with the
뽑아서
roaches.
호명을 해주시길 부탁드립니다. 자, 어떤
And
분일까요?
personally, I think he is in great shape.
Yeah, he looked really great tonight. I hope that he practices enough to show his fans some good games in the CodeA. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Cross with lies, please just let me go. You strung me on for far too long, so I gave up everything about myself. So I didn't feel alone, my magnetic heart still grasping on, afraid to let you go. Feelings based on your expressions, expressed in the way that it's sort of depressing. I was just my pain, I'm entertaining my oppressions. Some days I wonder what it'd be like if the light in your face never glowed. Would I rather live in darkness than know? I would rather rock than explode. These bombs are exploding inside my head, but I've never been more alive. These shadows of the dark just stride around with a little less pride. I've dampened the spirits and I've set them aside. Now I'm walking alone with no alibi. This life I live is all my own. Can't take that back if you try. If you love me so, please let me go. Can't take you back if I try. Demons and monsters that are living inside my brain won't acknowledge the fact that I'm
It's yours. Yeah, it's Mr. V. It's yours. Yeah. Yeah, and right now we want y'all to move back.
언제나 있는 그대로의 맑고 깨끗함을 지켜가라고 겨울을 잊은 강물이 내게 말했다. 맑고 깨끗한 칠성사이다.
We are hope.
We are honor.
We are courage.
We are justice.
We are compassion.
We are determination.
We are harmony. We are Overwatch.
치킨 먹고 갈래? 치킨만 먹고 가라. 한 번 맛보면 매니아가 된다. 치킨 매니아. 자네가 그 치킨 매니아인가?
Something about her that I just can't understand. Can't remove her, but I'm the only man. Don't wanna doubt her, but still I feel alright. Does she want me? Does she want me?
K3의 지치지 않는 열정으로
Passion is my fuel. The new K3.
브로드웨이 오디션을 한 100번 넘게 떨어진 것 같아요. 너는 아시안이기 때문에 많은 역할을 못할 거야. 그 얘기를 듣고 굉장히 좀 나는 희망이 없나? 라는 생각을 좀 좌절을 많이 했던 것 같아요. 하지만 마이크는 지금도 제 손안에 있죠. 자기 목소리만 있고 자기의 열정만 있다면 어디서든 연습할 수 있다고 생각해요. 제 인생의 좌절감을 느끼는 순간들이 많았는데 아프리카를 시작하고 많은 사람들이 저를 사랑해 주시더라고요. 근데 거기에 대해서 다시 희망을 얻고 나도 할 수 있구나, 감동을 줄 수 있는 사람이구나. 기회가 된다면 브로드웨이 가서 활동을 한번 해보고 싶어요. 제가 제일 중요하게 생각하는 건 열정인 것 같아요. 제 취미는 실패하는 것, 특기는 다시 일어나는 것.
인정하긴 싫지만 니놈은 준비가 됐다.
치킨 먹고 갈래. 한 번 맛보면 매니아가 된다. 치킨 매니아. 자네가 그 치킨 매니아인가?
세븐2 오픈. 이것 빨리 복귀하냐 서울이에요? 때문입니다. 아, 숙제 때문이에요.
오신다 출신의 처음과 끝에 샤시간에
이럴 수가 없습니다.
K3의 지치지 않는 열정으로
Passion is my fuel. The new K3.
to a GSL.
Welcome back to the GSL CodeA. Sue so far is our survivor for today.
Yes, and he played really, really well. I liked his strategies quite a bit. I think that he just was really smart with how he did everything. Like the Corruptor play into a Lurker push was awesome, and then just the defensive concave of Roach Hydra against the Charge Lot Immortal comp, which is going to have a harder time walking and engaging. The Zealots get ahead. They take a lot of extra damage before the Immortals catch up. You micro a little bit like Sue did, pulling back certain parts of his army, and bam, you got a nice engagement. Into the Lurker push, I'm loving it. Like he's not just trying to hit like some sort of silly timing attack with a mass of Roaches and Ravagers or something. He's actually like going later, getting that tech. He's looking good.
You know what I like about that last series? We got to see what a proper late game Zerg army is supposed to look like. We haven't had many games where Zerg actually get into healthy late game.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. Coming up next, guys, we've got a Terran versus Terran for you.
Yeah, and that should be a lot of fun. To see Keen playing is always a blast. This guy has a lot of personality. Definitely has had times where he's been one of the better Terrans out there.
Absolutely.
Right now, I'm not really sure that we can say that about him, but he's going against another guy that we've seen some good games out of in Journey, but again, not one of these guys that's like a super top Terran. So, one of these guys will make it a CodeA, and yeah, I think you're right.
So TBT has changed, seems like a good amount actually here.
Yeah.
Legacy of the Void. We've seen a lot of, the way that the tank and the medevac combo now makes for some crazy pushes. I'm not sure if this matchup has gone full-on inside-out or not, but some of the TBTs we've casted so far turn out to be hyper-aggressive. If you're trying to play a passive macro game, you're going to lose.
Yeah, and I actually have really enjoyed that type of style out of the players.
Cool.
Because normally I like people to sit back and macro, but it feels right when I see these guys getting really aggressive and just constantly trying to utilize their siege tanks with medevacs to great effect. Yeah, it's been kind of a fun change to the matchup.
It certainly has been. Our maps, you can see them right here. It's, again, another best of 5. A lot at stake here in this TBT. I haven't gotten to cast a ton of TBTs, so I'm still interested in seeing if we do have any other different styles of play.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll have plenty this season. We've had a really healthy amount of Terrans get through so far. In fact, we've had 6 compared to just 5 Protosses, 2 of which had to make it through the preseason. So just throwing that out there.
In case you guys are wondering.
Yeah, in case you guys
just
didn't
a
know.
little reminder there.
So far, it's 6 Terrans in CodeS, 5 Protoss, and 4 Zerg. Terran OP,
Terran OP,
please nerf,
clearly.
most ASAPly.
That's what we can glean from that information. All right, our map has loaded up. Let's do this. Keen against Journey for our second best of 5 here in today's GSL CodeA.
GSL.
In the bottom left, in the blue, our first Terran player.
스베누 킨.
And his opponent, just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit.
삼성 갤럭시 저니.
All right.
We got a big audience here today. We don't always get big.
Every day we've actually had really good audiences here.
Yeah, it's actually pretty exciting.
I'm really disappointed. I could have sworn that people said this game was dead.
It's dead, man.
Wasn't even popular anymore.
But just because the game's dead doesn't mean it's not fun to play with the body.
But yeah, we've really had a great turnout, and people are really enjoying Legacy of the Void. I haven't met anyone that doesn't like it yet.
Yeah, it's a
Except
great
Terrans
addition.
and Zergs.
I like that this thing you said, actually. I forget which cast it was. We've casted so many times together, but you're pointing out that people were saying Brood War was dead back in 2000, like
in 2001.
2001. Yeah,
2001,
that's funny,
specifically remember.
I actually, when you said it, I remember reading that.
Yeah.
I think it was on Team Liquid, but I remember people talking about how it's dead and it's going to go away, and I was sort of confused because there was like always people on Battle.net, and there was like no shortage of tournaments.
Yeah. No, I mean, this
and it's funny, even with StarCraft 2 out, you know, it's still at all these major events, and it's being supported very well by Blizzard. The conversation keeps going on.
The people that propagate this, it's actually like there's all sorts of books and studies and stuff that you can read about the way that humans act in large groups.
Oh, yeah, mob mentality.
Yeah, and it's like, this is just a common thing, like the doomsayers and stuff, and like, swear to God, I've been listening since 2001 that my favorite game is going to die, which is StarCraft, and like, here I am in 2016 raising a family off of casting the damn game. So I think we're fine.
I think we're
we have the
make
best
it, guys.
expansion yet.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a huge
Esports
change.
is getting more and more professional.
Well, you know, there was another conversation that was actually pretty common, which was that esports is not going to work out. It's going to go away. I'm sure you heard
people
that.
will probably stop playing video games against each other.
No, I remember. I remember even all the way back before I worked in esports. I remember this kid I knew in Kansas was like, yeah, but I mean, you're spending so much time doing it. But like, what if like it just stops? What if it just goes away? And I'm like, but I mean, people play more and more people are playing games every year, right? He's like, yeah, but I mean, not necessarily sports, but. And I'm just sitting here like, I don't even understand this mindset. Like,
yeah,
that
just call him a coward and call it a day.
Coward.
As long as you do what you love, that's actually what matters.
Well, I think it's especially funny for people like you and me because we were playing StarCraft 1 when there was no money in tournaments.
Yeah.
And it still had a showing. Like I play the games I like when I want to play them. I'm not.
There you go.
It is not a popularity contest.
That's it. Absolutely.
There are still Monopoly tournaments going on, guys.
You know what?
I'm sure this game
I was playing the other day, Super Meat Boy.
That's a
I
great
don't know
game.
of any esports scene for it. Dead game.
Dead game, man.
I don't think many people watch it on Twitch either. Why was I even wasting my time playing it?
Yeah, it's basically gone, man. I mean, it's basically like someone went back in time and killed the designer's father and now it doesn't exist anymore. I mean, it's basically
Something
the same
like
thing.
that,
Good job taking out that Reaper.
Yep.
Citizen's Arrest there with the SCVs.
Citizen's Arrest. I remember that. That's
I
good.
love that one.
That's a good one.
So in TVT, as we were saying, it seems as though aggression is rewarded much more in TVT. Well, here we're seeing that highlighted right here. The combo of the tank and the medevac allow Terran to push in a much more fluid fashion.
Yeah, this is kind of interesting as well, is we actually see Journey coming across now with the Siege Tank. We do have a Cyclone that just popped out for Keen. So we'll see how he can use that unit. Cyclones, I think, are so fun in the early game for Terran.
I think
it's
so.
really interesting to watch how they get used and how people micro against them and whatnot.
So it looks like we're going to have Keen on the defense here. Journey is pushing out. And he should really get that command center that's making, or at least get that SCV. I'm kind of surprised to see this, but let's see what happens. I mean, he's already pushing right in here. These SCVs cannot easily evacuate the situation without Keen suffering some casualties here. Coming down now, though, he's targeting the tank. He needs to pick this up with the medevac.
Oh,
Maybe
wow,
try to move it back. He needs to,
oh, last second there.
Crazy. Got to be very careful.
Well, I mean, Keen has
didn't even
lost
see
17 SCVs at this point.
Yeah.
Wow, that was super effective.
Well, this is what I've been saying, man. I mean, if you're the aggressor, TVT seems to work out pretty nicely.
There was a drop that Keen was doing as well, but I guess it just like exploded. I don't know.
Exploded?
It exploded. Did you ever watch Strong Bad?
Oh, yeah, that was funny, man.
Yeah, that medevac exploded, man. It's
Did
gone.
you know that they made a Strong Bad game?
A Strong Bad game?
I'm dead serious. They made it, you know Telltale games? They made Walking Dead. The game, and I think they made a Game of Thrones game.
I played the
Yeah,
Walking
there's
Dead
a Strong
game.
Bad game, man.
I had no idea.
That's like old internet memery right there.
Yeah, I still actually, to this day, every time I say good job to someone in my family, I say good jorb. To this day.
I wonder whatever happened to those guys. I hope they're millionaires. I hope they're millionaires now because they were very funny people, man.
Yeah. They were old internet funny.
Go Google it. The best one they ever did was the one where they, if Strong Bad was anime. Do you remember this?
Yeah,
It's
that was
so
pretty
funny.
That was pretty funny.
It's like, everybody says you're the guy, but I want to be the guy too. And he's like, no way, maybe when you're older. I'm like, yeah, this is every anime I have ever seen.
I actually really like Strong Sad.
Yeah, he's quite funny.
I don't like food anymore.
We have Stim for both teams, both players, I should say, coming up here.
Tasteless, this isn't our
Tasteless
match.
exposed as a MOBA fan.
Yeah. But the amount of SCVs that Keen lost is actually like a really big problem here.
Yeah.
We see as well that like not only did he lose a lot of SCVs, but Journey is sitting here on double eBay with a bigger army. So like everything is wrong for Keen right now. It's going to be very difficult for him to find a way back in. That's not to say it's impossible though, because positioning and army movement is at even a bigger premium, I think, than maybe before because of the speed with which people can actually, punish you for messing up.
It's crazy. I mean, with the medevac now, Terran can, in the snap of a finger, suddenly set up a siege position.
Yeah.
And we all know this already, but siege tanks are so hard to engage when they're covered correctly.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of times that's all it takes for you to lose if you're in a situation like that. But the fact that they can immediately put the siege tank over there, I mean, we're never going to see tanks move on their treads again, man. That day is over.
No, certainly. I mean, you may as well just take the wheels off, make them lighter.
You might as well just make them like little turrets, that you can pick up and move around.
I think you should just like take the wheels off and then put it upside down. Just have the medevac fly around with the siege tank shooting from the sky. Oh wait, they already did that. It's called the Liberator.
Well,
and that actually kind of does look like that now that I think about it.
Yeah, you nailed it, man.
Oh my god. I'm the art director for Blizzard, guys. I drew this map.
It was all in Artosis' mind's eye.
Yeah.
Well, this game should be pretty straightforward from Journey here. He already, I would say, had the winning battle back there. All he has to do now is make stuff and have a proper attack.
Yeah, the killing of that many SCVs, and like he's just going to be ahead on upgrades for a huge portion of the game. He does have a 1-1 against the 1-1 is not yet done for Keen. Looks like Journey is going to move out at the moment. He just has a much, much bigger army and way more siege tanks.
He's going to be pushing out now. This is going to be pretty difficult for Keen to deal with. At this point in time, Journey's ahead in every imaginable way. Keen was initially interested in attacking here, but he backs up. I don't think this is going to be very difficult for Journey to just rotate around, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of surface area here that Keen has to defend, and his army is woefully small. He's down 40 army supply right now.
Especially in TVT on a map that's like this open. If he just stims and runs in, he can run him over. As long as he lets those Marines tank the first few tank shots and then drops his tanks.
So if the Marines tank and then the tanks tank, he's got it?
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
one of the great riddles, right?
Let's see it. What about the tanks of Keen?
If the Marines are tanking,
what's going to tank
and
for
the tank's not tanking, then what is truly the tank in this game is one of the great questions. Well, he's looking for an opening here. I'm not sure if he's going to get it. Also, keep in mind with the Vikings here, he can use that to spot. Tanks can shoot farther than they can see.
Well, I mean, he's just kind of posturing around. He's being very careful at this. Journey has taken a 4th base. The thing is, he doesn't need to go yet. Like, I actually think it would really be smart of him if he just keeps acting like this until his 2-2 is done.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I never like it when someone attacks right before a set of upgrades finishes, especially something as impactful as 2-2.
I almost wonder if he should drop with the tanks. Well, he's beating me to it. I was going to say come over to some other location. And he's pushing forward. Seems a little bit of an anti-timing here, but he's now coming down.
Yeah, definitely would agree. That's a little bit of an anti-timing. I don't mind him trying to poke and get something done because he does have such a nice lead. But let that 2-2 finish, and then let's do something.
Nearly maxing out right now. Journey's in great shape. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree with you more, Artosis. I think all he has to do is wait.
Well, he's got that 2-2 finishing just now. He's about to have +1 for his siege tanks as well, which is a pretty big deal. But it seems like he doesn't really want to pull the trigger. He doesn't want to make the mistake of just stemming and attacking in. Again, if you attack sloppily, that's where Keen gets to come right back into this game. He lost 17 SCVs early, got into a really bad position because of that, but he's playing it smart. He's playing as safely as possible. He's almost, he is behind for sure by a lot right now, I would say, because he doesn't have that 4th base even, but here we go.
Here we go. He's dropping the tanks down. Marines stimming in. Not the entire army here to help defend.
Ooh.
And there is no way he's going to be able to hold this position.
Brutal. And, I mean, that is... Most of the siege tanks of Keen are now gone. He was spread way too thin there. Many of his Marines down at the bottom.
Okay, so he's forced him to stay off the 3rd base. There is a small counterattack. We're going to see if that actually impacts this game that much. He's now over some of the production facilities. Huge problem right now here for Keen. Keen, however, still headed up to the top center. Everything is being pulled right now for Keen. He has to try to hold this attack off.
This is, I guess he ends up cleaning this up, but he lost 29 more SCVs there. His supply is so low. This little group of Marines doesn't actually end up doing very much. In fact, they're 1-1 fighting against 2-2 Marines as those pop out. There's some siege tanks in here, some more stem back, and Keen's going to have to just GG.
Yeah, I think you're right. There it is. You called it. GG. Game number 1 goes to Journey.
Put that nerd on the midnight train.
All right, well, Journey definitely showing us he's got a very strong grasp of Terran versus Terran. The rule that Tasteless is saying right now for TVT, at least as far as he understands it, is that the initiator is usually in the advantage in Terran versus Terran.
Well, he's certainly got a lot of damage done with that. And, you know, Keen came down and tried to get something done. He had that Cyclone.
Yeah.
He just ended up doing nothing with it. It dealt a lot of damage to the siege tank, and then he picked the siege tank up. Kind of a tough position he was put in right away. I don't want to like count this over. Like, Journey smashed him, but if you don't lose that many SCVs, the game doesn't look like that.
Smashed him, man.
Yeah. But you know, it's kind of like that first game between Trust and Sue, where Sue just lost so many drones that you're like, oh, okay. Well, that happened. I guess that we go on to game 2. Thank God this is a best of 5.
Well, the game is now loading up. Let's see if Keen can come back or if Journey really does have a better grasp in Terran versus Terran.
Welcome to GSL.
In the upper left, in the blue, our Terran player down 1 game.
스베누 킨.
And in the bottom right, in the red,
삼성 갤럭시 저니.
oh right, came for the best SC2 games. Oh, didn't get to read the rest of the sign.
Yeah.
Lost it.
I'm sure we'll get that eventually.
Probably.
Keep holding that sign up, nerd. I know your arms are getting tired. You've been holding that all day. But eventually that cameraman should be zooming in on you.
Yeah, I think we pretty much get every sign in the audience if we make one. And if you don't have a sign made, you can go up to the front desk, and I believe they have the materials there.
Yeah, they should.
They should. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe that's how it works.
Get some cool, you know, shark stamps and a glitter gun and some pipe cleaners, some macaroni, and you know, you just.
That's what I would have been doing. I mean, I wouldn't even make a sign. I'd be showing everybody my macaroni art that I glued onto a paper plate.
I would trace my hand and make it into a turkey.
Oh yeah, that's. The SCV coming up here now.
And
we're going to have Keen expanding. Oh, here we go. Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, you're the best.
You're the best.
No, you're the best caster. You're the best.
You're the best caster here, not us. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's very kind of you.
Someone at home right now is like, yes, he is, and they hit the mute. Good riddance, nerd.
I love StarCraft 2, but I just can't stand these casters anymore.
Did you hear how much they talked about something else?
I can't believe they're talking about anything else. Well,
every game is sacred.
Every game is sacred. I can't believe they mentioned they play other video games. Now, we are seeing, to start things off, with Keen, maybe I'm judging too much here, but it seems like perhaps a bit more of an older build that maybe he shouldn't be using, trying to get an expansion up quickly. In fact, even taking a third base quickly here.
Yeah, quite quickly indeed.
And we're going to see if Journey can exploit this.
Well, Journey is teching up really quickly here and not getting a command center, which means that he is definitely going to have a hell of a lot more than Keen is. Let's see what he chooses to make. He's just going Hellions at the moment. Grabbing a reactor. Okay, going to go right into Banshee play with Cloak. Okay, so, I mean, I think he has the potential to do a lot of damage here.
He's going to come up now. The Reaper, he's actually going to keep every unit alive possible right now. Ooh. Saw the Hellion do a little bit of a hop up.
On that Hellion must be, oh man. Jeez.
All right, well, it's going to be up to Keen to try to defend this. Let's see how strong of an attack this actually is. Okay, he does gun down that SCV, and he's just forcing this to pull back.
On that Reaper, just throwing in a little grenade there. Look at that, another SCV does go down. Look at that. Oh, man. Keen's just a little bit sloppy with these SCVs being out there.
Yeah, I don't want to be too critical because I don't know what else he still has to offer in this matchup. But right now, I'm a bit confused as to how this game is panning out. By the way, we have a Banshee making a beeline up towards Keen's. I think it's probably going to be his main.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't think that bees fly in as straight lines as beeline would tell you that. I think they zigzag a little bit looking for flowers. But
I meant he's making a beeline in the fact that he's already drawn the letter B in the way that the.
He's going straight up the back of the B?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cool. He's going to go back down.
He's going to loop
He's going to make those
home.
2 humps on the way back, and then we're going to have the beeline.
Or one hump if he's,
if it's a lowercase b, yeah. Here we see the Banshee coming in here. And this is sick, man.
Don't forget, he already killed 5 SCVs this game. So, I mean, one thing we can say for Keen is he has 3 command centers. So he definitely can replace his economy really, really quickly here. Like, he'll actually get ahead in SCVs again based on the SCV counts right now if he doesn't lose any more. But we do have more pressure coming out from Journey.
Problem with doing a build like this for Keen is you're not reaping the benefits of what the build is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to fast expand, why would you do that? Well, obviously I want to get more minerals. I want to have a healthy economy. Well, if you're losing all these SCVs because it's not safe to do it, I mean,
instead of building
the
barracks
purpose.
and stuff right now and, like, being able to tech up a little bit more, he's actually having to just build turrets and more SCVs because he lost so many. So he's stuck without production facilities for quite some time, which gives Journey so much time to do whatever he wants based on the amount of SCVs he killed. He's already making his 3rd command center.
Okay, here we go.
I mean, this is looking pretty good for him.
Scanning here, I think that was a little bit too sparse of an army to make that as effective as he wanted it to be. So he has been chased out now. Banshee, though, coming up here and starting to gun down a lot of these Marines.
Yeah, doing a pretty good job of that.
Oh, that'd be huge if he got the tank, actually. Very helpful.
Looks like, does get out of the range of that missile turret's vision. Still putting pressure on here.
It's kind of scrappy play, but maybe it'll actually work. I'm not sure. It seems like it's such a low number of units.
Yeah. I think he's almost stabilized all the way. Like I think he's trying to force him to use some scans when he can, just picking off anything he can. And he really wants to delay this 3rd command center from landing as well. Like, if Keen was able to land his 3rd and start mining from the gold base, he'd be in a much better spot here. He's had that 3rd command center for so long, but we actually have the 3rd for Journeys finishing up as well. So I like the fact that he's still trying to, like, poke and prod up there.
Yeah.
I think he knows that the damage is pretty much gone, but just keeping Keen on the back foot is nice.
Now, when we look at the worker count, we can see that Keen is still actually ahead in SCVs. He's got 49 to the 45 here. So with all that said and done, he still has a little bit of an economic lead. Remember, guys, we do have the gold bases very easily available here. If one player can stop the other one from getting the gold, that's pretty much going to be game. If you get the gold and they don't, it's not good.
No, certainly not. It means you got the silver, and 2nd place goes out of the tournament.
We all know that 2nd place just means you're the #1 loser. So
yeah,
don't
best
want that.
loser of all time, Sue. Can explain that.
Yes.
Well, let's see. He's going to go ahead and take this gold, but Journey's floating his gold down as well, and it looks like he will get to mine from it even quicker here than Keen will. Still a little bit of annoying harassment going on.
Cyclone, great control here. Looks like he should be able to get that Banshee, and he does.
That was some sick micro.
Sick micro. Right-clicking and moving it forward like that. Well, this is actually drop over here, and I'm starting to really question actually what Journey's doing here. That was disastrous.
Yeah, he killed some units, but yeah, that did not really work out the way he was intending it.
Remember, guys, tanks are the units we want to be keeping an eye on. How many has he managed to keep versus his opponent? Because they don't make as quickly as Marines do. You lose a bunch of Marines, and I mean, it's okay. You can go right back to the barracks and remake them, but tanks, they increment out a lot slower.
They really do, and they're kind of like the game changer. Like, if your opponent does have more Marines than you, you just need to have your siege tanks in a good defensive spot to kind of fudge the numbers on how many Marines they really have.
Utilize that splash damage. Getting some attack and combat shield upgrades finishing in a moment, and looks to me as though Journey's going to push again. Either that or he's just staying ready with that, the siege tank held up by the medevac.
All right. So we do have upgrades finishing up for these guys. We do have 1-1 for Journey. +1 armor just now starting here for Keen, so he's a little bit behind in that regard as well. Journey going to have these combat shields very shortly. And, well, second factory for both sides.